I've just woken up from a prophetic nightmare that shook me to the very core of my being. Now, this is not the first that the Lord has shown me a mega tsunamis in Florida. He's shown me already the impact of a piece of the asteroid that's going to strike in the Atlantic off the coast of Miami. I've witnessed that. In that vision, I was in that vision for there was a 2 day period. There's one day and then another day had passed in that vision while it played out. It's here on my channel. And he also showed me other visions in New York, the effects of that tsunami wave. Manhattan will literally sink, and I was placed in the midst of Manhattan to experience that. But this is not about Manhattan. Now he has given me the perspective similar to that of Manhattan. Not from the air or from a vantage point of looking at what caused it or the waves approaching, but from the vantage point of being in the ground zero, in the exact place, in the town, in the city, right? That will be experiencing this horrible atrocity, this end. As I was in the Manhattan vision, it literally felt like Manhattan was sinking. A horrible, unimaginable, undescribable, terrible feeling. So, in this experience last night, this nightmare, that's what I'm going to call it, because that's how oh my goodness, it's indescribable. I mean, on par with the Manhattan vision. Oh my, but this one was, whoa, my goodness. Okay, so the first part of the dream is irrelevant. I was, hanging out with some friends, for the good portion of the day, but what happened was irrelevant. So it's one of those dreams where you were doing things before, but you don't know that you're about to die later on in the day, apparently. So, all right, the part that got us is we're somewhere there in Miami, and I must have came out of a house and saw people out in the streets looking up. Everyone was just looking up in the skies. And there were these, what appeared to be at first, white birds flying fast in a line. But everyone was just, wondering what it was, including myself. So I was just looking up, and it was just in the skies, moving, at a great amount of speed. This white stuff, which nobody knew what it was. So we were there all observing it, and it came down lower to the ground. So we were, still trying to figure out what it was. And to my amazement, it actually came down to the street level, where it was just blasting. It was just moving at incredible speed through the lanes of the roads there in Miami. And in Miami, Florida. Just to be clear, I was in Miami, Florida. I was well aware of this in the dream because I've lived in Florida before. Okay, so this white stuff was just moving with incredible speed in the lanes of the streets down there in Miami. And out of I couldn't even wait for it to come low enough so I could observe and try to figure out what in the world it was. So it came down to ground level. And then finally it came down to the point where we could actually touch it. It was just moving, and then it came down, and then I just moved. I reached out my hands in the what do you call it? I don't even know how to explain it. This moving substance, and it came in my hand. I was like, "What in the world is this?" I mean, this thing looks like shaving cream. You could call it. The appearance of it at first looked like shaving cream, or what else comes to mind? Or whipped cream. It would have that kind of appearance at first. But Guys, do you know what that thing was? Once in the vision, I'm trying to figure out what it was. Oh my goodness. When I figured out what it was, I was horrified because, oh my goodness, you just find out like the hell that's about to be unleashed upon you. The thing that I uh, just found out that I just put on my hands, because everybody is trying to figure it out as well too. A lot of people, they're all standing around. It's foam. Oh my, that foam. What in the world is foam doing sailing across the skies? And so much foam everywhere, and moving in that kind of behavior. It's like in a straight line, kind of, sort of like. So it started expanding because, like I said, it was kind of moving in like lines. Like a couple feet across and moving at a tremendous speed. And then these lines of moving foam started widening, and then it started taking us over. And it started to get thicker and heavier and even higher. And then everybody started panicking, and then I went into this house just to take cover. Everybody started screaming, and then they went into this house to try to take cover. And I did so as well, out of sheer panic, because it was getting overwhelming. The foam blasting and expanding and moving in great speed was just overtaking us. So I ducked for cover inside of a house. And the last thing I remember before I literally forced myself out of what I then discovered what the heck was going on was there was a window. As I ducked inside of this house, I saw what had to be over a 500-foot wall of water, a mega tsunamis cresting on the land of Florida. I mean, all of this foam was just in front of it. It was in front of the waves. So for some reason we couldn't figure it out because it formed a phenomenon. We've never seen foam moving in that kind of behavior. And while I woke up, it just now, and it's just happened, just literally, not even. I was just in this dream less than an hour ago, so this is still fresh. So I'm recording this right now. So I have the minor details. So when I just woke up, it was just on my mind, Lord, what in the world? Why was that foam behaving like that? And what is foam doing that high in the sky? And the Holy Spirit replied. I mean, not instantly, because I wouldn't leave him alone. I couldn't leave this because I've never seen that. So after a few minutes, he revealed it to me. He said it's the jet stream, the jet stream rather, the jet stream. Those fast-moving winds that travel in the sky. The foam from the impact of the asteroid out there in the Atlantic. The waters splashed so high and so violently that foam got into the jet stream, and the winds at the edge of the blast started carrying the foam at those speeds, and that was the first sign of the giant mega tsunamis coming, from the perspective, of course, of the people that will be on the ground. So they will see this phenomenon before they die, essentially. It is horrible, beyond description. I mean, I'm trying my best to describe it, but this doesn't do it any justice at all. Not at all. This is just a horrible experience. I mean, this foam came in. I mean, the first thing you'll see is this white foam in the jet stream, because you can't see the jet stream. It's like wind. I mean, sometimes you can, by the formation of the clouds up there, you can tell how fast these winds are blowing, because you can see the clouds. They look windswept, sort of. But when you get this amount of foam into these winds, you'll see a phenomenon which I've just tried to explain, but I know I've done a very terrible job. I don't know how to do better because I've never imagined anything like that. But you'll see these white things moving really, really fast in the jet stream, in those winds. And then the jet stream, apparently, it fell. It came down to the earth. I don't know how to, I'm not a scientist. I don't know what would cause that, in this blast, but it came down to our level where I actually reached out and put my hands in it. And the wind was just passing really fast with this foam on it. And then it widened and overtook everything. And then the massive, massive wall, the mega tsunamis that apparently was towering coming, but we weren't aware that it was a tsunami. Nobody knew. It came behind the foam. So if you just think about what I'm saying for a second, any one of you who have seen these big waves, in California or in Costa Rica or anywhere you live that are used to big waves, you usually see this white foamy material at the front, this frothy material at the front of the wave. Well, this is on a much, much, much bigger scale. So we were in the frothy, foamy part of the wave at the front. So, I don't want to stretch this video out any longer. I have some other materials to share. Short dreams about the beast, which, hopefully I can make a recording and put that up as soon as I can. I don't know if the Lord's pulling me out of my cave, out of hibernation with these dreams that he's starting to give me, but my goodness, the end of the world is coming, folks. It is coming. It is coming. And I'm going to add my personal take on this. And this is just my personal take. I don't know if it will pan out this way. It can most definitely be wrong. But yeah, my timelines have proven to be wrong before, many times, as a matter of fact. So I'm just sharing my opinion in my timeline. I've always expected, all right, there are going to be more than one tsunamis. I think there are going to be smaller tsunamis before this one. And I think this personal world ender, that's what I'm going to call it, because when this comes, the world will be changed as you know it. This mega tsunami, the one that will take out New York City and the entire eastern seaboard, because I've been looking for this tsunami, studying it for years, many, many years, or even over a decade. I think this mega tsunami it will not come before the year 2024. I'm expecting the 3 days of darkness in the year 2024. Tabernacles, to be exact, to be specific. And I'm not expecting this mega tsunamis before the 3 days of darkness. So with that said, I think this mega tsunamis is coming anytime after the 3 days of darkness. Maybe immediately after, or maybe later. If it's not around the 3 days of darkness, sometime in 2024, then this mega tsunamis may possibly be in the year 2028 going into 2029. And I have my personal reasons why I said that, based off of things given to me, told to me by angels, something having to do with the 144,000. Their year is 2028. This was given to me divinely by angels. And it involved a calculation which points to the year 2028. This is the first I'm sharing this here on YouTube. And after I was given this revelation, I've stumbled upon others to confirm this timeline as well. The year 2028, folks, is important and will be important. So start watching and prepare, because this is coming down the line and it will be worse than you can possibly imagine. It is worse than I had imagined it would be, with all these revelations that the Lord has given to me and all the things that are going to unfold on the earth. Planet X is effects on the earth is going to be worse than human comprehension. Yeah, and that's enough for now. The Lord King Yeshua bless and keep you all. I love you, your brother in Christ.